on today's election?
Who will be elected as the next speaker?
Anything. It's just formality.
Speaker, let me go back, please.
So, folks,
My name is Theophilus. Tell us, what's the anticipation for this election today?
why you want me to speak to election when we got our rules being executed today in the sake of peace, the tranquility, and we're trying to rebrand and protect the image of the legislature so as to resolve this impasse at the legislature.
You put on the official page of the House of Representatives that today will be an election that is.
So follow the news, the information is what you see.
For today's election.
Who will be elected as the next speaker?
Anything. It's just formality.
Speaker, let me go back, please.
So, folks, we stay here bringing you the view of the member of the House of Representatives here just arriving on ground this morning, and we hope to bring you.
So this is one of the teams collect leading charge here.
Okay, so folks.
Yeah, thank you this morning.
So what's the
I think we are reached to the point of conclusion right now this morning, and the Liberian people, the war at large is watching all this morning, and so we have come this morning to tell the Liberian people, the war at large, that we are people who believe in civility, who respect the term of democracy, and we are going to have the election today, and we know that will be colorful.
So you are going to support?
You know,
Views that you need. We have men arriving here this morning. The laws are the men of.
Welcome to the media, sir.
guys, we'll do interview after because I gotta go vote.
Why are you not certain? Are you not certain that this election will go away?
No, I'm going to vote.
All right, I'm going to vote. You listen to him. So we have an report here this morning.
Are you optimistic of winning the election today?
We are sure the number is on our side.
Do you have the numbers?
We have more than enough.
Why Honorable Kun? Why not Honorable Benton?
But my side is clear. From day one, I've been with Kun.
Okay.
Just in case.
Why if he doesn't win the election?
Okay. Yeah, so welcome this morning. Good morning, welcome to Cool TV.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we see you smiling this morning. What do you think?
It's a normal thing. This is something that always happens, where it is legislative. So they will go out there today now to elect their speaker. It's an opportunity for Representative Richard Namekun to legitimize his speakership. It's an opportunity for him. Yeah.
So we're here this morning. All right, so we stay here and bringing you.
I'm a member of the majority member of the House of Representatives. I'm definitely going to be voting for the majority leader. There is no disappointment. The number does not lie.
The number does not lie. You listen to him. The number does not lie. And we have Mr. Nya from.
What change you expect under the new leadership?
Thank you. Stop there.
All right.
Somebody from your bro. Pray for him for me. Are you optimistic?
It's already won.
Do you have the number?
Already won.
Above the number.
Yes, the earrings. Step back. Let's step back.
Okay, la best qu'on t'arrête, mais là, tu l'as, man. Come on, don't you know, man? Take your time, gentlemen. Keep doing that while. Easy, easy.
Right, step. Are you using the left step? Step.
He's going.
Are you still maintaining your numbers? What are the members? Let go, man. Let go, Yvonne, bro. Let go, Yvonne. Be talking.
Yes, be easy.
Step back. Let's step back.
Honorable LJ Grant, Honorable Steve Tikwa, Grand Crew County, Onatandi Mbawe Sunion, Honorable Councilor J. Fonati Kofa, River G County, Honorable Alexander Paul, Honorable Aze Chidople Wo, Honorable Johnson S.M. Williams Sunior, Wapolu County, Honorable Zina A. Noma, Woluto S. Collins, and Honorable Mustafa Warite. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable members of the Honorable House of Representatives, there are 68 Honorable members present, 5 Honorable members absent. Thank you very much.
Distinguished colleagues, with 68 members present, constitute a quorum for the honor of our legislative business today. It is hereby so honored. What's the point of inquiry?
My point of inquiry goes to the clerical staff headed by the Chief Clerk. Madam Chief Clerk, in your record, before the honorable body, has there been any communication received?
513-2025. Today is Tuesday. A pleasant welcome to the People's Program. And this program comes away Monday to Friday, 12 to 1:30. We say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Liberia. And today on the People's Program, don't forget the geometry of the whole that must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity, they must come with hands. As usual on this spectacular Tuesday edition, the 13th of May, on the second quarter and the second sitting, it's a pleasant welcome to the whole program, The Heat on Today. I'm J. Nathaniel B. Varsinian, just calling the ambassador or calling JMBV official on all platforms. And I'm here today with Sakandu on this spectacular edition of the People's Program. The Liberian House of Representatives is the lower house of the bicameral legislature, serving as the law-making body alongside the Senate. It was modeled after the United States Congress. The current Speaker of the House at the time, Tonito Fredikofa, but now he has resigned. The bicameral of the Senate and the House of Representatives terms members to serve 6 years. And members of the House has 3 of both houses, making 3 are the House of Representatives. The function of the House, the law of the House of Representatives, is lawmaking, oversight, and budget control. The initial terms of representatives were 2 years, increased to 4 years by referendum in 1905. The 1985 Constitution originally set terms at 4 years, but they were changed to 6 years in time. The Speaker of the House is elected to a term that may be different from the term of the House itself. According to RPU, the Parliament, the current Speaker, who has resigned, Tonito Fredikofa, was elected on the 15th of January in 2024. And as a matter of fact, we'll be going back and forth with the issue here, and the House of Representatives currently the second quarter of the second sitting is being chaired by Lufa County Representative Deputy Speaker Thomas Penga Fala. The House of Representatives is the lower chamber of the bicameral legislative branch of government. The primary focus or the purpose of the House is to pass bill in conjunction with the Senate that it may be sent to the President for signature and veto. The House also holds the exclusive right to introduce revenue bills into the legislature, as well as impeach the President, the Vice President, and judges upon the concurrence of 2/3 of its members. The House is led by the Speaker of the House, elected by the beginning of a new legislature from among its members only. According to Article 30 of the Constitution, set 4 requirements for members of the House. 1. They must possess Liberian citizenship. 2. They must be at least 25 years old. 3. Must have been domiciled in the district which they represent for at least 1 year prior to the election. And 4. Must be a taxpayer. Under the 1847 Constitution, House members were required to own a certain value of real estate within their district, which in effect limited the ability of indigenous citizens to be elected to the House. Property owners or ownership as a requirement for elections was eliminated in the current Constitution. Seats in the House are apportioned among the counties of Liberia in the proportion of that percentage of the population according to the national census, with which county being guaranteed a minimum of 2 seats. Article 80B of the Constitution states every constituency shall have an approximately even population of 20,000, or such member of the citizens as such legislature shall prescribe in keeping with the population growth. Furthermore, the Constitution limits the House and the number of House seats the legislature may create to 100. Currently, the number of seats is set at 73, averaging approximately 55,000 citizens per seat. The National Elections Commission is responsible for reapportioning the seats among the counties following the conclusion of the national census every 10 years. Under Article 80E of the Constitution, the National Elections Commission is also required to redraw the constituency within each county at the same time as reapportionment in order to ensure that all of the constituency are as equal into the populations as possible. House district must be wholly contained within a single county. The current seat distribution among the county is as followed: Bon County 3, Bomi County 3, Bon County 7, Bapul County 3, Grand Bassa 5, Grand Kibana 3, Grand Jide 3, Grand Crew 2, Lofa 5, Marigini 5, Maryland 5, Mosorado 17, Lima 9, Roroji 3, Rosses 2, and Sano 3. And there are also adjustments in those records has been recorded upon. Article 83B of the 1985 Constitution originally established a 2-round system for House elections, whereby if no candidate received a majority of the vote and second elections contested by the 2 candidates with the highest vote, the highest number of votes was held a 1 month later. The Accra Peace Accord temporarily suspended this provision for the 2005 legislative elections, which utilized the first past the post, the FPTP voting system. The by-elections held between 2006 and 2011 to fill vacant house seats reverted to the 2-round system. However, Article 83B was amended by referendum in 2011 to require the FPTP voting in all future legislative election process. Good afternoon, good morning, many thanks for joining me on this edition of the program. And today in history, today is the 13th of May. Today in 1871, the Law of Guarantees, the Italian government attempted to settle the question of his relationship with the Pope, we had been deprived of his lands in process of the Italian national unification process today, the 13th of May in 1871. Today, the 13th of May in 1917, 3 children, Lucia dos Santos and her cousins Francisco and Jacinta Marto, reported seeing the Virgin Mary near the Fatima into Portugal today. In 1940, the British politician Winston Churchill faced the House of Commons for the first time as Prime Minister and told the members that, and I quote, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat." Today, the 13th of May in 1940. 1 year after that, the American singer and songwriter Richard Valens, who was the first Latino rock and roll star, was born today into the Tacoma, into California, today 1941. In 1954, that is 1950 to be precise, the American singer Stevie Wonder, a child prodigy who developed into one of most creative musical figures of the late 19th century, was born today in Sintiwa, today in the Michigan, in history today 1950 on the 13th of May. 10 years after that, on the 13th of May, the Swiss expedition led by the Max E. Sealing reached the summit of the Dudley Gary into the Himalayas in history on today in 1960. Today in 1964, 4 years after, the American actor and comedian Stephen Colbert, best known for the host of the Colbert Report, an ironic setup of television news programs, and the Late Show, Stephen Colbert, was born today in 1964. 1981, today the 13th, Pope John Paul II survived an assassination attempt into St. Peter's Square, the Vatican City, in which he was shot and seriously wounded by the Mehmet Ali Alkar and the Turkish national in history on today. In 2019, the 13th, the American singer and actress Doris Day, whose performance in movie musics or the musicals of the 1950s and the sex comedies of the early 1960s made her a leading Hollywood star. But today, on the 13th in 2019, she died at the age of 93 in history. The United States Declaration of War on Mexico was approved. A tension between Mexico and the United States, stemming from the United States annexations of Texas in 1845, led the United States Congress on this day in the 1846 to approve overwhelmingly a declaration of war against Mexico today. And today, Georges Braquez, the French artist, was born today on the 13th in 1882 into France. He died on the 31st of August 1963 at the age of 81 into Paris, France. Good afternoon, good morning. Many thanks to all of you joining us on this edition of the program, which is thanks to all. As a matter of fact, you are aware today that sharing the section, the second sitting of the section, the representative of District Number 1 Luffa County, Deputy Speaker Thomas Penga Fala, cheers. And remember the announcement of the resignation of former Speaker, to be precise, former Speaker Jonathan from the Kufa Councillor has been realized. Many thanks to all of you. Join me today on this spectacular edition. Today is the 13th of April. I want to say to you, many thanks to all of you, and happy belated birthday to you, Rhoda Deline of the Victory Hour International Ministry. Rhoda Deline, happy belated birthday. And Mr. Joseph Bahars, happy belated birthday on yesterday, celebrated your birthday upon. And we'll say good morning, good evening, a pleasant welcome Let's now take our break. When we come back, and remember, we'll be back and forth. Our team are at the capital following activities upon. There will be a lot of analysis made upon today. But one of our major focus, and I have said to folks, a lot of the folks value this thing that is going on. But in totality, in actuality, these 73 men have not dealt with Liberia with justice. Someone is telling me that Kofa's resignation is belated. Even Richard Namekun's acceptance is belated. Tomo Falachia is belated. Those who call themselves lawmakers, who are rural lawmakers, who are majority black, coming to sit is belated. On a serious note. But I want to talk briefly on that. But my major conversation today that is hurting our citizens is mock violence. Mock violence is very dangerous, and it has caused a lot of our citizens who should have been here today listening to me or listening to the house with this impasse or listening to other issues for their family, intervening for their family, they would have been around. But as a result of mob violence, they were taken away prematurely on this earth. And I'm going to speak about such a group of people. The citizens in a series of categories. Our leaders in terms of law, our legal in the judicial system of our country, in full, community leaders, citizens, and all must find themselves responsible in this very scenario we're going to talk about. And this is why we have sent to you, your involvement matters more. Some of you have witnessed a friend, a brother, an unknown person being mobbed to death. Some of you have witnessed the bodies of folks you don't know, you have not seen. Some of you have been greeted with your relatives, loved ones, mobbed to death. Some of you have seen a lot. Let's talk about that today. Don't leave those folks. They have had a day, and they are having a day. But we'll have an analysis on that aspect. Let's take our break this afternoon. Good morning, good evening, and thanks for joining me on today.
So, Madam Chief Clerk, information denied. Madam Chief Clerk, please speak to the issue that has to do with Honorable Coker. Does he have the right to be in the chambers to participate as an honorable member? Having been certificated by the Honorable Appeal on the Elections Commission, pending induction in the Honorable Appeal Senate?
Mr. Presiding Officer.
What's the formality?
Mr. Co-Presiding Officer, Honorable ladies and gentlemen, by the fact that Honorable Samuel G. Koga has been duly certificated as Senator of this legislature, he should be here as an observer and not as a partaker of this.
Thank you. Content. You proceed. Honorable Koga, you are welcome to lead us on the surfer. You proceed.
So the roll call, the record carry 67.
67, okay, yeah, you're right. So we are 67 in chambers. I'm coming, wait. Police, please, listen, please, police, please. The stenographer. We are told police, please, on the record. We are 69. Please respond to the police. What is the number? Lucas Collins, please, I mentioned it, raise your hand, you'll be recognized. Let the schedule in the chambers today, please. Please. You raise your hand for recognizing. I'm begging the floor, please. You have to call in as well. Please. What's the number of check chambers? With the exception of Coleman.
67.
Speak for the phone.
67, yes,
So 67 members in chamber. That's the record. Thank you. Now, next question.
Hey, I put you there. I can't go I put you there. So what makes it 68? What means 68?
3 of our police are out of the country. One of our police service with that number, meaning with that number, they're correct, meaning we are 69 in this chamber. So we need
on the formula, the individual that is still without authority is the stenographer.
Okay, wait a person.
So take the time to speak to the body. The stenographer, please speak to them. What's the number in chambers?
Yeah, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding Officer, according to our record, it is a part, Honorable Coker from our record, the total number in this chamber is 68. It does not say that from the stenographer. I'm the stenographer. I can see us in roll call.
So police, we need a remedy to the situation. If you are local, we can repeat. That's you, now repeat it. Please. Police cannot help all the second.
Nigerians, you see that this whole issue was just an act of drama. This is as it time when we're talking, I don't know what he's saying there, but he's saying something to his folks. That's where it comes to being of the issue raised to lift suspensions on all. Liberians, have you seen what we said to you, that this thing was just a calculated plan to hurt you and not the people in the house? Liberia have been affected, but they are seated somewhere and saying they have a quasi-reconciliation process. And it is at the greatest turn a pinch on the lives, on the character of this country that have run on this trail over these past months. I'm asking, and others are asking, pundits are pounding on issues. If Fananti Kofa councillor, the former speaker, knew he would have resigned, because mind you, Fananti Kofa would have informed the people that when the house, not the house, but when the Supreme Court mentioned ultra-fire, he's a lawyer. He cannot tell like brother he never understood what an ultra-fire is. Because the Supreme Court Chief Justice said, we were speaking for lawyers, for level-headed mind to understand. And we presume that all of those at the house are level-headed people. They may not be legal practitioners. They may not be practicing law, but they are level-headed. They understand code nomenclatures. But since last December, Kofa said it is today or today that he has chosen to resign. I am not convinced of Kofa's resignation. It was precipitated by a certain force. Let Lee Kofa, Richard Kuhn, the man who said he was a regime speaker, knew that he was in a position right, so Richard Kuhn was a junta. He knew fully well that he was illegal in a position, but he chose to operate a function in that position. You see what happens? You see, when we tell you that this president, under the watchful eyes of His Excellency Ambassador Joshua Yuman Boakai, is having a hard time with these boys, or quote unquote honorable or horrible, whatever you describe them to be, at the Capitol building, these are evidence of search. Kofa knew that he's hinged to power at the time, making everybody. Who told you that you never knew what ultra power is? You are a lawyer already. So we never expected somebody to come and explain to us. You really want to explain to us, but you took us all along, and now we're hearing that allegedly, and nothing happened because the way members of the House have lowered their prestige and not knowing who they are, the executive always push them. I'm saying this from experience. Every time there is a bill brought up by the executive, there will be a brown envelope. Every time there's an issue in the interest, and this issue was seriously border on the interest of the executive, because whatever wish it turned to be, the executive was the one to be affected in this matter. And Kufuor stays at a position hinged to the survivability of this government. Whereas Coon, illegally operating, was sitting there and saying, yes, hinged on the survivability of the government. Now here we are. Just at the point where Kufuor resigns, Coon said he's not speaker. Then why you pass the door? You know you're not speaker. Why you almost say speaker office? You know you're not speaker. Why you got to take speaker money? You know you're not, why is on the budget? Why you pass issues? Why you know that in your mind you are not a speaker? You see some things? They were holding the government that if the government responds in a receptive manner to the Supreme Court ruling, it means everything was illegal. The Supreme Court said they were unconstitutional, the issues going back to that. So now can we say Kuna has accepted that he was an illegal speaker and he took the budget of a speaker? Who was responsible? If today there is a new speaker elected, and it is, I said to you, wait until you see Thomas Farrar, the deputy speaker, cheers. Once he cheers, then these people have placed themselves in the tomato cup. So the more than 1 million gave to Richard Coon as speaker. Where are we going to take money from? How much have we used already? The day Kufuor said I resign, he said, yeah, I know I'm not speaker. Why? Why then was you bossing doors to enter in the office and say, I must sit down as a speaker? Why then were you running into Ghana to tell the person you're speaker? Why were you the folks that came this field in the Crucible, the representation of our people? Why were you there? You wrote a long statement that you were so proud to say on the president as a speaker, Richard Coon. So there is a clear attempt to show the American people that they have duped the American people. They have lied to the American people again. They are treated Liberia in the immune faction, in a disrespectful form, and that they has proven that they don't regard the Liberian people as their employer. They don't. They do whatever they want to do. They go about doing whatever they think is possible for them. Whatever pleases them is what they go on to do. You see what we are? Look for common logic. Were these people running for the interest of the country? Do you see a possible means that they were in the form, say, a rule of law that will place the country in a position, or they were selfish in their dealings? Just within a few days, when we heard that 2,190,000 was given to Richard Coon to distribute, allegedly, we heard allegedly that 2.5 million was given to former Speaker Kufuor to relieve this position. How much does Coon receive? Say, yeah, when Kufuor resign, you actually want to leave the position. How much? If they knew this thing, if they knew that they were the custodian of the people, the power, the right to make law, the right to represent, the right to oversight in the people, they have the right to represent the people. Were these rights exercised over the past 6 months? That's irrational. I don't care about that. Kufuor resign, I don't care. Or they say, yeah, the young boy in an unnecessary turmoil. Then they expect that she's about to listen to them. They don't care. Now today, I told you yesterday that today all of you together, hockey. Now they are now saying why they were seriously suspending law because we're not going to say today they are late everything. So, oh my God, I'm very much frustrated by the action of our lawmakers. And to see that in my generation such an aspect is going on, I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed. I'm flabbergasted. I'm really distilling my spirit. I got a hole in my heart today to consider why such a process went on. Are these people really patriotic to the people that elected them? Are they loyal? When you look around the aspect of mob violence, the aspect of the lack of rule of law, whereas they have that oversight responsibility to the people. Oh my God, oh my God. Let me take this short break. Let me just carry you there to the Capitol again. Listen what they're doing there. Listen. Okay, let me say welcome. Thanks to all of you joining us. Thank you. Liberians, during the days of the United Nations in our country, that is the United Nations mission in Liberia, UNMIL, they launched a process with the United Nations representative at the time, warning Liberians of the effect of mob violence. Since that time, decades after surge, Liberia still experiences the presence of mob violence. And there are so many families this afternoon listening to me on the sound of my voice who have been victims of this process. Either they are wives, they are sons and daughters, they are cousins, nephews, nieces who were caught up in such an untimely process, be it in the day or in the night. They are no more. Where then are the lords of our land? And this thing is still happening. Yes. Imagine days back, not less than 3, 4, 5 years. I can still recollect that event. A young guy ran to QFM and said, the only person I want to see Nathaniel, I want to see Wiki. This man, as a young man riding motorbike, was attacked by alleged hackers, criminals, hijackers. They chopped this young man's hand off. Like I said, I want to speak to several folks in our country today. Just recently, a young Liberian lost his arm, his right arm, because they jumped on him forcefully. He was still on the motorbike steering, wanted to still escape. They chopped his hand off. There are still dangerous people in this country. And they are still moving on. How can we curtail this process? I'm talking about those hijackers in the motorbike community. They are the only one who know new motorbikes. Once you just buy a motorbike, you are a threat. Because they will find whatever means just to get you off. This is serious. And several persons just in our line have suffered this thing. Then on the other hand, as a result of this, folks have been victims of more violence. You see that they will see somebody and say, hey, you want the person who stole a motorbike. And then those who never knew or who were affected by this, through their anger, they jump on somebody, you are beating. If you don't die, you be in the right form. But they'll beat you necessarily. Or at times they beat you, burn you to death. Burned you with tires, gasoline, mock you till you died without any investigation. Without an investigation, you are placed at such a position. And sometimes you wake up in the morning, there are dead bodies in your community corners or street corners, in areas. You see somebody lying lifeless. Who knows? Somebody might just say, you. Liberia. Liberia. Mob violence. And if 2006, the United Nations under this country, its representative, Mr. Dodds, was also up on the stage to inform Liberians that mob violence poses a serious threat to the lives of our people, and that those humans of this are right, and there should be control or process through a judicial system that will prove whether they are or not. Mob violence leads to murders, and a lot of young people or older people, folks involved, have lost their lives. You have seen that. At one point in time in our country history, we witnessed 3 young boys around the coconut factory area. A very terrifying scene where they were pursued with stones, sticks, and before the afternoon, they all was mopped and they was set ablaze. They got burnt in ashes in front of the eyes of the very citizens of this community. Some not even knowing what they have done, only because they heard that they were motorbike roads or they were thieves. You can recall the 72nd block. You can recall another young man just with an alarm over that road. He He was mobbed to death. And several of the persons. Just over the weekend, another young Liberian from Banga City went up to Ganta on the market. He was seen as such. Angry crowd got upon him, beat him mercilessly, blood draining, oozing from parts of his body. It took the women of that market to say no. They've been saying I'm rolling for different place. Why are Liberians not trusting the law? And I'll say something. This was back in 2006. The United Nations representative, it was on the 19th of October in 2006, said something. He said corruption in the judicial system is an extremely serious problem that remains an anonymous challenge to the rule of law and does to a long-term peace and stability, according to what he said in his report. Imagine, I'm saying since 2006 October. In 2014 February, about 63 cases of mob violence were reported. 2013, 2014. And the United Nations thought to raise up this thing that Liberians should step up to stop mob violence. Some will survive. At that time, which was on the 25th of January 2014, one Prince Hine, who was seen as a survivor. On a serious note. And when the authority at the time, UNMIO, launched Stop Mob Violence, thousands, now hundreds of thousands of people turned out to slip away for a few the launch of this process. And Prince Hine was one who was present and was giving his own due. What has been the effect of such a process? It's a result of what happened to him, scratch on his face that will carry along with him for the rest of his life. He's gone. And you listen recently to consider Abigail Bessie. She made mention of her celebrated mother that was mining the rail area there. And it is good that Liberia has begun to see. Just imagine, yesterday I was seated to a specific point, and through conversation of these mob violence issues, I was even told that a court Lysian for the Liberia National Police was taking a case up to the Omega Magistrate Court, and somebody some other bus rider said, "Oh, the officer was carrying the folks in the keke, said, oh, but the man who to our body, the man who to our motorbike." And just in a split second, they were all around. Before you look, the fellow that was being carried, according to the deal, took the charge sheet that he was checking from his hand and placed it into a usual position. And when someone got a ticket, rather knew that if he had just spent a little more time, he himself would have been affected. But he had to run out of those in a very high speed to the court while they were there. That's how the sheriff sent a reinforcement out, and they got cease of the matter. And those folks who were alleging him of the crime, he explained himself, I'm an officer. I'm a court listener, I'm carrying these people. They show that sometimes they are missing identity in the issues. That folks are just seeing you. Somebody say, hey, you the one who took our bike. Whoop, they are on you. This issue is alarming. Recently saw that in Kakata, Maggie County. And then a young man was still lying. What has happened? Nobody knows. And more often, these things are all like the government. What's about the citizens? You heard of some point in time, the early part of this year, in the Bananas Farm area, 3 persons went walking. There was an allegation. Before they make up their mind, the other one who was caught up in the center of the accusations, he was mobbed. Mob violence has become the order of the day. If not here or there, it is happening somewhere else. And I'm recounting the statement made by the Nigeria representative at the time. The court even the police themselves. At the time, Abraham Kumar said, an Deputy Inspector General of Operations with Lebanon National Police, said, we are at the front line of these situations. We ourselves have been victimized by mob violence as well. Police officers, those who are called the authority to protect life and property, have been held in the center of these things. You see, police officers are mobbed. They are badly beaten, stoned. And now it is important to know that there is a greater responsibility on the judicial system. It is the issue. Back in 2024, there was this issue raised upon as to the effect of this, the cause of mob justice in Liberia, a case study that was carried on. And a lot of folks have seen and have said that all these issues are precipitated by the fact of slow justice that have been carried either to the police station or either to the court. And more often when they carry these cases, they get no redress. This is serious. And mob violence or mob justice refers to an act of violence meted out against an individual or individuals alleged to have committed a crime. And there was a study carried out right in the PNC Juba area, the rule of law, and the study suggests that the inability of state to ensure equity, fairness, impartiality within the judicial proceedings facilitate mob violence. This is what I want to speak about today. And I'm also saying this, we all have a role, because mind you, some of you don't even know when things happen. You don't want to hear, I wrote, because you heard of, it affected somebody yesterday of your family, or it happened to you, or a relative somewhere, or it makes you just say you are dead. When they say roll, you are carrying stick, rack, sharp instruments to effect your own justice on the person. And when this study was conducted in Juba, Painesville, there was an aim to explore the causes and effect. And there was this survey carried on an interview from 200 community residents in the legal practitioner in Juba area. And they said the cause of mob violence in Liberia are a multifaceted process. And they become, in addition to a weak judicial, and the country has a history of civil conflict and the political instability, leading to a widespread poverty, unemployment, and the lack of access of basic resources. They show as serious it is. Now you see, this is attributed to this far. and there's a need. If the proliferations of more violence across have been seen because of the weak judicial system we have, or the way cases are adjudicated to police stations or the court area, then this needs to be given a very strong attention. This should be given a very strong attention, because if people are just alleged of a crime that they have not committed, and because they are taken to the competent the court of the public opinion, and then they be judged in the second place under a stick squat or a rock squat or stooning, whatsoever thing that go on, and they die, then it raises question: where there is a judicial system? Where there is a police? Where is the court? How much of an effort have we made in this process? And more often, there are really influential people in communities where these things occurred, and they do nothing. It is the tendency now of Liberian people that every time there's a kind of issue, they have the Android phones, it's over. That's good. Data are in the phones, but these phones are used instead of helping. If actually this man is a motorbike rogue or stole whatever from you, the next police station is not far from me, and why can't we take the person there? So to the lawyer own hands. But you see that person or those group of people will take it like Android, they will be the first to report on Facebook. And then the person is being judged at the scene. The person is being judged at the scene. And more often, another life is being lost. Even community leaders, they will harbor these quote-unquote disgruntled or unacceptable behaviors from the very young point in the community. But when they collect money, the president goes to say, ever gonna collect money here, they ain't for ever $50. Or we clean the place, they'll pay they want, and they will pay. But when there are issues where they are agitated, they are not in the position to stand before them and say, hey, I'm the leader of this community. Listen to me. It didn't even have done anything wrong. Let me use the right names. Let me handle the issue. Because I know of the rural parts, when there's a case in the town, the first thing they will tell you is, let's get him to the town chief. Let us take him to the paramount chief, not far from here. Let's take him to the clan chief. And they respect the ruling or opinion or judgment from the clan, paramount chief or town chief there. And what he says, they will sit there, listen, and he make a final judgment, and they will listen to him. And more often, some of these people are not even the ones who committed the crime. And I'm not saying some are not those who committed the crime, because they are evident. Like I said to you, and a young guy, he should have come to us here at the station. When you can ask, where's Mr. Var? Where's Ricky Brooks? He's not living with him. But when people say that you have somebody who are fighting the war, and when I doing the war, they want to be alive or strong at the stage to say he can take on the fight. But his arm was chopped off. One of his limbs. Because of those who claim that they are the ones who are the custodian or the owner of motorbikes in this country. I just saw one on Facebook. A young man arm was chopped off his hand only because he was still on the bike. And at times, people use these situations to just get rid of people. Who knows? So, you stole my money another time, or you hijacked me, or you stole my sister's bike. Now you here, in less than a second, he has intensified to something different. Nobody 1 year, what happened to the person? Or you stole my father's car. You stole this thing. It is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is not happening. Like I said earlier on, there are vivid reports of people being attacked and robbed in public glare or in darkness Because now, Liberia, there are certain corners that no one can venture upon. And if a report, about 56 of respondents reported fear among citizens as a result of more violence. Imagine women between the age of 18 to 29 were likely to report fear among citizens as an effect of more violence. They get afraid. And the end result, here we are today. It's just past 1 o'clock. By the time it is 8, 9, certain part of the community, you dare not venture past that area. Because why? We see that we have harbor a lot of issues. You look at the other end, the community leaders know that there are drug dealers in the community, and these drug dealers they will attract the smokers or the users or those who are addicts. And you will see folks who travel from distance to come to area. The next thing, when they are at this stage, they start to map the community in the night, just want to see where they can find to feed on. If your doors or windows are not properly locked, they will make sure and get what they want from you that minute or that hour. But we tend to look at it and believe that it doesn't exist, whereas it is existing. In our judicial system, look at the first line, the police. There have been a lot of alleged reports of police stations that once, imagine for a criminal to say, you're coming to the police station, I'm not coming to the police station, because he knows that where he's going to go, he will meet his savior. And those are police stations that are going to more than 4, 5, 6 times. Every time they go there, they are free. Because the police commander or the AO who was considered the executive officer there benefits, or the operation or the CRDs, the benefits for these people. You hear the oh, I steal your phone, yeah, but you came to the police station, they came to a specific area. Or you hear the person tell you, your phone lost, but I didn't give me the money, I will go there. And these are things that precipitate a lot of issues of more violence, because when these people who are perceived to be the one who committed this crime, when they are seen somewhere, whether it's someone who, some of them, or it is a person, the person stole from me, you will roll. The next thing, soon everybody get a roll, they get on that person it is. To the courts. That's what there should be more awareness from these court systems, ministerial courts, circuit courts. Because when people are taken to those areas, there are laws in the book. And if these laws are not followed, or they are not substantial evidence to prove that this person, when they come in, they go to put you outside. And the tenants of a Liberian, they wouldn't want to carry you to court. They wouldn't want to carry you to the police station. They put you in jail. It's certified the quest of what they were completely on. They would not have a redress, but because you are in prison, they say, okay, yeah, me, I certified now. Yeah. You see what we're going through in this country. And that's why the recent process of mob violence, especially coming from the angle of the court, is very important, because delays in court trials and lack of judicial support are being the root causes of these issues. And a lot of the respondents said, despite the challenges of these things, there's a sheer admiration for change among the respondents. They want to see things. Even right now, as I speak to you, there are folks listening to me that don't want to see such a thing happening. They may be victim, or they may be eyewitness to these things. They may see what has happened to people affected by such a process. And once you are caught up in the center of that, you are no longer able to explain or say something for yourself. But the law should be the way. Now there are so many people who say, oh, come over here, rule of law. Go far, yeah, rule of law, go far, you good to go. You are all men, rule of law. But right now, so you're rolling the community, they will be the first one to take and start mocking that person. They will not say, let's follow the rule of law, let's take this person to the police station, and let them make sure that justice is served on this aspect. If you allege that the person stole from you, yeah, let's go to the police station. Probably you may not have evidence against such a person, or it may just be a missing identity. And this have led a lot of people. And to the motorcycle community, I know this hurts. Nobody will take that 1,000 plus 3,000 for the keke plus or so. Then somebody will just hijack something. And if you want to resist, either you die in the process or you are badly or heavily wounded. And if Liberians can stand up against search, there are a lot of searching arrests that shall be made in other areas. If a group of people come to the community and say, hey, you say that I will leave here, okay, the police station, not going anywhere. You will leave right here. If there are 2 to 3 persons, 1 or 2 or 1 inside the person stole from you, leave right here. Sometimes they create scenes just to go about committing some crimes. And more often, or at times in these cases, there can be the real people who committed the act. But because they are not taken to court, they escape the crime, and others who have been alleged to a lost their life in the process here. I want you to listen to Mrs. Abigail on this. It's very important. Listen to this.
What happened to a certain who should be held accountable and who should not be held accountable. So that study involved working with the poorest communities. We call them poorest communities because that's where law justice takes place constantly. And one of those areas is the red light community area. You know, red light, by the time it's still moving. People drinking water in markets and getting ready to fight and getting ready to do all that to get this thing from like this area. If you need situation that happen with one of our local celebrities, some other red light was them sexually exploited with different instruments, and to this we are still investigating. Okay, so the feasibility studies involved going to the poorest community, asking questions, getting their views on, okay, because why it is true that the government has the responsibility to protect its citizens, the citizens themselves have to cooperate with the government. So if a situation happens in your community and you shield it, government will not be able to...
And this is the case with what Councillor Weston says. This is the case. Even the issue happening in the community, you'll see more than 10-15 phones. When you go to their Facebook pages, they are going live, but when the issues go to ascertain, how can we gather or get who were those involved in this matter, not just by the footage, but real evidence of those who were present there, you go in and see nobody. And you see that it brings issues, they delete it from their page. But while they were there, they did nothing. Community leaders. Oh my God, Liberia. This issue of mob violence, and this has all sides, is a serious inquiry to the court, to the judicial system. Let there be sincerity in factual cases. Because only cases the delay of it just get up these. Either you go to the man, you free the man, and then go back to the community, he start making mob. So the day he just spark up in any other environment, they will deal with him. And if these people who said it mentality is being proven untrue, then they make themselves available. And what you said I like is that committed dwellers who don't want to, because nobody will see their child in a situation. Because it's not your child, so you say no, you care less about it. Communities come together. Like in other countries now, like Nigeria or Ghana or so, if they see a foreigner or an alien in another home and there's an issue, the first thing they want to know, what are they meant to do to go? And they meant to know you, let's take the police station. And if you wrong this man, tell know that you may apologize for now. But don't mind the man because the man are in your home, in our country, so you got the right to do anything to him. Is that the case in Liberia? At times there are situations life has placed Liberia through, only because of the inept decisions our leaders make. Those who have oversight doesn't apply that representation, laws that are applicable to present day reality. They care less about these things. Like the former police deputy chief Ibrahim Kroma, at the time he was there, said even police officers at the time, back in 2014, said they have been victims of these things. Sometimes they are violent, they mock policemen on his head, rack them all over, wound you. You go now to your family, the way you were for your children, you don't allow that. Citizens, even those who at times of issues of protest, where it turns violent, even the people who don't even have no business in that thing, they go in, but they'll be affected in that matter. Yeah. Let me say thank you this afternoon. Let's take a few developments. Let's follow 3 countries. We'll come back. We'll go through the lines and have your say on today. And this campaign about the proliferation of more violence, Liberia, this campaign needs to hold up to it. Let us be the protector of our people. And because it is only through our influence or our affluence or acceptance of the law can help the law take its course in this country here. But if we also renege the law, you say, oh, the law not going on, then anybody steal when you kill the person in his work, when you kill the person in the police station, you say you'll be free. You're not helping the law. You're not helping. You're not helping. You're not even helping. It could be some relatives. Somebody just see you pass and say, oh, man, I roll. They may store our money, but yeah, I may store our money, but yeah, anywhere. And then we call checking our phone to the window. I hear. And then we saw busting on the person. I hear. The next thing, you start to do something different, and we have lost a lot of lives. Even if these people are the ones who are motorbike road, let them be taken to the competent court of jurisdiction and let them be prosecuted and pay for their actions. Good afternoon.
Let's go.
Cooperation into Japan trade talks up on and Mercury into Senegal mines. Indigenous families of what reported there, and Amnesty International criticized Rwanda deportation deal with Rwanda move to accept immigrants for United States has drawn criticism for the Amnesty International process. And in the world of business, the Africa accelerates towards the energy and economy. Africa's energy economy landscape is undergoing a transformative shift led by major development across mining and mobility into Africa. And also South Africa, white welcoming U.S. not refugees across Africa. Leaders and scholars have said upon. Let's go through the lines and talk to you on today. This is where we are. A pleasant welcome. Yeah, good afternoon. Go ahead, Tommy.
Okay, this is Tommy Victor Airport for Red Light this afternoon. And it will get the chance to explain to you how that will be more violent. When we go forward to the chapter building, so all we have to do all the king. Because it's about 7 months behind us now. Then let's do the new force so that we can be in at the chapter building. So let me come to this violence. And I've said to you the other day, and I've said the stairs to flip, right in the room where I'm sitting. A guy asking and begging for that everybody knows him. It was the police to report the case. The police asked me how much do you have? I said, I said, I don't have anything. Somehow, phone away, I can't register. And then you tell me to pay money to not pay. The next morning I went there because what told me that boy come back in the morning. I went the next morning, I put somebody I carried who went to the police station. Then they say, we found out the register. They say, I don't have money. When the commander didn't call, just say my number. Then when you see them there, then you call me. Yes, man, somebody knows about the foreign friends. I don't really like it. Everybody knows they also I got here. The master oil. They went on my phone, that phone there you go to for it. Some Galaxy 8, everything.
Okay. Okay, Tommy, thanks. Let's talk to others and let's have the chance that others participate on the program here. Good afternoon, let's talk to you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Aloysius P. Fumuchio, and I'm from this afternoon from Unification City in Roma, to become the precisely district, Habel. Now, firstly, to the issue that has to do with the capital bill, like you said, I think it's belated. Look, our lawmakers, we expect them to act honorably for which, they were elected. But we also follow the process here when we phone in on the platform, when we made our voices loud, calling on, the former now resigned Speaker Kofa to step down because of the country's sake. When he refused and insisted that he was going to the law. So why will you resign now when you claim that the Supreme Court, classified to be the legal speaker? So they even went to the extent of burning down certain unless of the capital building and putting this country into expensive. The money that we be spending on our political process, we can take it to build on a big hospital in this country.
Oh, okay, we're going to take money, 8 million to build something. Very much good, thank you. Good afternoon, go ahead.
Thank you also, the first point is morning, that the after on you, and the calling chances for your appointment death. My brother did more power than the Soviet about. They will not give this up to this country. Because the people who are our most of the respect the rule of law, they are not respect the rule of law. Struggling, men of all the means. I will first have to have them on one motor back to the I am telling you. That's the one in my life. This criminal can actually, who are the other people for this? I'm going to criminal is right away from you. Even if I let you to anybody on our thing, Muruta rule, to show you our death. I will show you that.
Okay. We say more violence should be. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, go ahead. Okay, thank you. Let's talk to others. 1 minute. Good afternoon. Let's talk to you, George Mova. Good afternoon. Yeah, John, go ahead.
Yeah, Nandanaba, thank you so much. Nandanaba, you have said that every day we do here, Nandanaba. They see this morning we were talking about the issue of a chapter building. You see, Nandanaba, our law because then I call between them so. We are only recording the playing. The people play king only like drunk people. They play king on. They want to the truth. You see how they doing it now? It's how to do it. When I don't have I've come between us. So, or else, we the citizens who voted for them to go in and out to go represent us. They want Satan to come in and put money to eat our resources. They want to meet them. But anybody against the country, the money they're looking for, whether I turn will not enjoy it and what they will not enjoy it. Or any country that come people, that is better who make the country develop. But they want to do it. Is that the thing they're doing? Nothing about. And the issue of more violent issue is talking about nothing about. Yes, the way yesterday I could wait to go down. I saw the young guy who grabbed the city man out road. I saw the guy that said the man said the man working down to the bakery. They said the man so we barrel. But I think the man all got shot.
Okay, let me talk to others. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go ahead. Go to the point.
Joseph Smith calling from Peaceville. I call especially for the mob fouling. If mob fouling we talk about it will not finish. In the sense that how will you see my motorbike? Then as a rule, is telling me to carry it to special police station. It makes sense? Which means the police, what people always say that police said the children to go steal motorbike. Because you telling me, say, oh, I steal a motorbike, but don't carry me to smoke bar or carry me to smoke eight. That's why you're telling me that I have more along with me. Because then I will know right there that the police is involved and the police say you people. So the more violent we need to really talk about it. And I want to believe that this because of the more violent, what was the most violent so much to me is because no job. So I struggle, take money from the bank to buy my little motor, okay. So my show next to me and take it from me. So you won't tell me when I see that person, I'm a bad kid for them.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Go ahead, Kekra.
Good afternoon to the SNSF person, so I'm appreciating for the discussion, right? And when I have said more violence will not end easily, I'm a testimony to what you're discussing. One of my ending will listen, I mean, somebody just ended here on holiday yesterday and took a flat screen and took some money while sure I work. So you also catch a man in community. I mean, it was by the grace of God, he did not die because they actually beating to death. So I can simply say to you, if people just said a few the country car or they get a little live on, they don't want to go and ask you for things broadly and be proud of that big honesty. I can simply say if you see somebody move on or a high earning stuff, you'll go after you, even though I'm not encouraging it. So more violent it come many ways. If somebody and your husband live together, they will not call you one of you because maybe she not giving some little food. They're not gonna think that will bring again. But people who feel and think they are listening, they have to do them for themselves. I mean, it won't for somebody to take action against them. So let me go back to the return.
Okay, let me say thank you. Good afternoon. Go ahead. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. And good afternoon. I'm watching the movie like Uncle where they're having election period of time. I think guys looking. The guys waste our time for 7 months. Any hour here they come there. Do the thing. Why not doing all time? Okay? If you're there for awesome house know them. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Gabriel. Good afternoon. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to speak on one thing. What I want to speak on is the mob violence business. That mob violence will never ever finish. In Jesus' day, it began, it never finished. Before Jesus was born, it was never finished. So it will not be finished. If you say crucify, just because you say it is son of God, crucify, and you know what it is. And let the rule that could have been compared to at least the Lord rule in it, and that when you say in Jesus, the Lord will rule and say you wrong, you right. This is what we do. But to be killing people for nothing or for nothing that I don't support. For it, according to the book, Exodus chapter 22, verse 2. If the man come to kill, to steal, both your window at night, and he come there and he is called you killing, the Lord will say, fool.
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. We'll take 2 more calls and we'll call it a day on this afternoon. Good morning, good evening, and thanks to all of you joining us on this edition. Let me say good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, go ahead.
What was that discussion concerning the issue of food?
No, I'm not getting you. You're not in a better place. Let me talk to you about last caller. Good afternoon.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, it's so wonderful today. Another Friday election of the new speaker is currently on the way at the Capitol, where lawmakers now has confirmed on the second quarter, where all lawmakers, no majority, no man. But we're hearing that there are some lawmakers who are absent. I think I said this morning. Some of these people, whether they'll be in session, you don't know. Whether they'll be there, you don't know. And as a matter of fact, you know that Samuel Gongwe Koka is up. He won the election. He never had a by-election replacing Senator Prince Johnson the late, and he's now been ranged up on to join his colleagues at the level of the Senate. But the new speaker is on our way. Before today, we will get a new speaker. But it's so wonderful. I'm Nathaniel. I'm here today with Sakandu on this edition of the program. Join us tomorrow for the May Week edition of the program, where we will certainly announce to you the new speaker of the House. Good afternoon, good morning. Have a pleasant, God bless day.
The distinguished colleagues, I made my point and thank you. He has taken it back.